If you're in India, we have news for you. All citizens above the age of 18 can now get a Wuhan virus vaccine in India. The government has rolled out phase 3 of the world's biggest vaccination drive. It will come into effect on the 1st of May. So what will be different in phase 3? First of all, the pricing and procurement of vaccines, it will be more flexible. It will be tailor-made to suit local needs, says the government. Point number 2, vaccine manufacturers will be given incentives to produce more and to partner with new national and international players. They're opening the market. Number 3, pharma companies can release up to 50% of their supply directly to state governments and in the open market at a pre-declared price. Number 4, states can get additional doses directly from the manufacturer. So it's a more flexible and liberal system now. At the same time, the government's free vaccination drive for essential workers and those above 45 years of age will continue. Phase 1 of India's vaccination strategy was launched on the 16th of January this year. And in this, only health and frontline workers were given the jabs. Phase 2 began on the 1st of March. This was for all citizens above 45 years of age. Phase 3 will begin on the 1st of May. And this will make India one of the 15 countries in the world where the entire adult population is being vaccinated. The decision is welcome. It comes at a time when India is struggling with a devastating second wave. The health apparatus is bursting at its seams. A vaccine, as you know, does not make you immune to the virus, but it significantly reduces the risk of serious hospitalization. The benefits of widespread vaccination are proven. Look at Israel. What you see are not old images of Israel. They're from this weekend, yesterday. People walking around without a mask. Life back to normal. The government has lifted the outdoor mask mandate, meaning you do not have to have a mask on when you're leaving your house. That's because 56% of Israel's population has already been vaccinated. Of course, in terms of numbers, it's a much smaller country than India. Israel has a population of about 9 million, as against India's population of 1.3 billion. But that does not take away from the fact that mass vaccination has helped Israel. Now let's take you to Australia. Emotions ran high at the Sydney airport today. Australia and New Zealand have opened up a travel bubble without quarantine, meaning you can travel from one country to another without having to quarantine on landing. So people are basically free to move. Things we took for granted more than a year back are being celebrated today. They're making international headlines. The contrast is stark compared to other parts of the world. Look at India, for instance, where we are clocking more than 170,000 cases a day. Worldwide, more than 5.2 million people tested positive this last week. This is a 12% increase in infections. In Brazil, the healthcare system has collapsed. Europe still remains in lockdown. 1.6 million new cases are being reported every week. That's 9,500 fresh infections every hour in Europe. 160 people get infected every minute with the Wuhan virus. The global situation is alarming, to say the least. The WHO says we are approaching the highest rate of infection ever. The second wave is worse than the first. So what did Israel, Australia and New Zealand do to beat it? What did they do right? Two things. They allowed science to take the lead and took tough decisions in time. And the second thing they did was bipartisan consensus. That's what they achieved. They did not let politics defeat their pandemic response. And that's saying a lot. New Zealand and Australia announced border curbs in February 2020. That was the time when most countries were still tracking what was happening in China. But these two countries, Australia and New Zealand, began contact tracing for international travelers. February 2020, they moved fast. Israel, on the other hand, struggled in the early days. But once the vaccines came, it moved swiftly. Israel paid a premium for the Pfizer shot. Israel paid more, but it secured supplies for all its citizens. It has vaccinated 57% of its population with at least one shot, and close to 55% have got both the doses. The result is this. Australia is largely free of the Wuhan virus. New Zealand's 7-day average is just 2 cases. And in Israel, you do not need a mask anymore. Let's also talk about bipartisan consensus. The ruling party and the opposition party came together to fight the pandemic in these countries. In Australia, for instance, leaders from both sides persuaded people to take the pandemic seriously and to give up civil liberties if needed. In New Zealand, when Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern and other ministers took a 20% pay cut, the opposition also joined them. Israel has had 4 elections in 2 years. No party has a majority. Coalitions are crumbling, but that did not stop Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his political rival Benny Gantz from forming an emergency government to tackle the pandemic. This is how you respond to a crisis. The virus is changing constantly, but our weapons to fight it are still the same. And we all know what needs to be done. We've said it enough. We just have to do it effectively and sincerely. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.